And I thank all those that submitted a prayer request. Thank you for those that had a desire to request prayer. That God is, I'm believing, and we're believing, and we're standing in agreement that God is going to honor that. That God is going to respond to that. I'm nothing but an intercessor, one that's willing to stand in the gap for the people of God. I am one that is willing to, advocate on the behalf of the people of God. I am one that is willing to be on the battlefield for those that God calls. I am one that removes all self and all fame and fortune. It's not about me. It's all about Him, and I am open and willing to see how God is going to move in the lives of the people. There were many that are struggling with the desire for a sound mind. Many are asking God and believing God for relationships and marriages. There are many that are asking God to help them identify their purpose. There are many that are asking God to just show up in their lives. There are many that are to do. We stand hearts and the souls of ourselves. We're not to just go after what we feel is necessary for us, but we are to stand in the gap. We are to remove self from all manner of what God has already ordained. We are to remove our selfish desires in order for God to move. We are the filters and the gap standers that need to be able to properly stand in need of God and don't know how to get to God. And we have so many that are able to stand in the gap. And there are some that are few and far between, but we have to be able to say, okay, it's not about me. It's not about what I want. I don't want the greatest seat. I don't want the greatest title. I don't want the fame or fortune, but I want to make a difference. I want to be able to help somebody else. I want to be able to be an impact for the kingdom. I want to be able to hear God say, well done, thy good and faithful servant. I want God to be able to look on me and smile upon me. I want God to do all those things, but I can't do that if I'm standing in the way. I can't do that if I'm only seeking after Him for my own personal gain. I can't do that if I'm only seeking out what can I get out of it? How can my name be great? How can my name be put on the front stone of the kingdom? How can I sit at your left and how can I sit at your right? How can I do that? How can I do that? You can't, because there's no I in the kingdom. There's a God and then there's a you, but there's no I. If it had not been for God, there go I. But there's no I in the kingdom. And until we realize that it's not about us and it's all about Him, we will never get to that place of expectancy where God can truly move. We will never get to that place of true fulfillment until we remove ourselves out of the way. We will never get to that place where God can truly use us without having a selfish or vain motive. We'll never get to that place if we don't allow God to move fully and freely in our life, and that we look at it as this is not about us, but it is totally about God. It's about how we can bless His people. But if we don't have that place of humility, then we can't serve in the kingdom of God. We're of no use to Him. And so He gave me, I want to quickly, for those that don't understand the word serve, what it means, what it represents. The word serve it's a servant who is one that gets excited about making somebody else successful. A servant is one who gets excited about making somebody else successful. So are you willing to be a servant, and are you willing to serve? If you're willing to serve means that you're willing to perform duties or service for another person. Not you, but another person. It means that you're ready to present to somebody else. You're ready to show somebody else how they too can make it. You're ready to show somebody else that if God did it for you, he will surely do it for them. You're ready to be in a place of humility that says, okay, I know that I can totally do this, but I'm going to be in a place of humility and let God use me. Now I'm in a place of lowliness. That means that I'm willing to sit at the feet and not rise to the top so quick. I'm willing to stand behind and not run to the front. I'm willing to step aside and not always step on. So a servant is one that it operates in complete and total lowliness and humility. And as an example of that, he reminds us